Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are in the city. Long story short, I got faux freckles tattooed in about last winter. I actually lost the footage because my camera and my laptop was stolen, but faux freckle tattoos, essentially, you kind of really need to go twice to get them to really be true to what you want them to be. So that being said, I'm here for my second appointment. It's gonna take you through the whole process again, so you're gonna see everything this time. So let's head on over to the studio and I'm gonna take you guys through the process of getting faux freckle tattoos. Okay, so here is what my before photo looks like. So as you can tell, I did not really have any freckles to start with. I did have a couple under my eye, which I really liked, but overall, there was not much there to begin with. Now, as I stated to you guys, the first time I went, I was unable to actually get the footage to show you guys how it went, but I do have these after photos. So this is what the freckles looked like immediately after my first session. They looked really great, but honestly a lot of them faded. So here's just kind of a before and after the first session comparison, just so you can see how many freckles we added. We added quite a lot if you ask me. And then here I have a comparison for the first session and then how they healed. So this healed photo is before we started our second session, and yes, most of them fell out. It was quite crazy. I was not very happy, but I did know that this was like a 2-session process, so I pretty much had to expect that. So here again, this is after the first session, and this is with everything healed. So this is the amount of freckles that I currently have. So we're gonna get a bunch more added in. I'd like a bunch of like bigger ones, kind of like this, like I kind of like that. Just kind of more bigger, like different shaped ones. I think there's not that much over here, but anyways, so this is what my skin looks like before, just as a reference point for you guys. So we pretty much just started talking about like what I wanted in the freckles and where I wanted them, and I was just explaining to her here that I kind of wanted to play off the ones that I already have that you can see, and I just kind of want to add more. I really liked when one side doesn't match the other side. I really like when they are not symmetrical like that. So here you're looking at immediately after the second session, and so everything's just a little bit raised and just a little bit red. That goes down after a couple hours. It doesn't stay forever, but this is what they look like. I was really happy with them. You can see that we definitely added like a ton more, and I feel like this is exactly what I needed for everything to really come together. So I've just gone ahead and added a fully before and after shot so you guys can see actually from day one essentially to now, and you can see how many freckles I added. And just as a comparison, the next shot I'm going to show you is them healed in video form. So yeah, Hey guys, it is exactly a week later and this is what my freckles have healed like. Yeah, so I don't know, let's just have a little chat. At first I just wanted to give you guys kind of a look into what they actually healed like. So just to kind of give you like a before and an after. So I thought I would just hop on here and answer a couple of your questions about freckle tattoos because there's quite a bit. I've written them all down. I asked you guys on Instagram if you had any. So question number one is, do I go to a special artist and where did I get them done? I got mine done at a place called the Good Geisha. It is in Toronto, Canada. So they specialize in medical tattoos, microblading. They can actually do scalp micropigmentation where they can put little dots in to make it look as though that you have the hair there. So they really specialize in the cosmetics side of tattooing. Next question is, does it feel like a normal tattoo? It does, it really does. And honestly, it is so quick that, you know, when a tattoo is being worked on for a very long time and it starts to get a little bit raw and a little bit stingy and you're just like, it's so quick that it almost, you don't really have the time for that pain to like linger. Coming in after that is like, is the pain question. Did it hurt? It does hurt, but it didn't to me. I just think maybe because I've had so many tattoos that I know what the other side of the spectrum is, where it can be very, very painful. So this to me didn't hurt as much as a regular tattoo would. However, it does hurt and it does sting, and it is like a piercing sting, and it's pretty bad when she gets to your nose. It feels like she's like in your brain. I don't even know how to explain that better, but the nose area was like the hardest, right under the eye, very sensitive spot as well. But overall, it's just so quick that you're able to really just like deal with the pain pretty well. How did they decide on the placement of your tattoos? Depends on who is doing it. So the first girl made me place the marker on where I wanted them, and I think that was probably just because it was the first time I was getting it done. She kind of wanted to know where I wanted the freckles, whereas this time we didn't do that. She kind of went off the ones that I already had. So you're able to actually do it yourself. If you were very, very unsure, I'm sure that they would help you out and place it for you, but I obviously had like an idea of kind of the look that I wanted to go with. So I just had a lot of freckles that were already there, and I kind of wanted to enhance them and work off of the placement that I already had. So I kind of knew already. Do you prefer how they look fresh or when they faded a bit? I run between a couple things. Like sometimes I really like how they look when they're just done, and then I get a little bit sad once they faded, and I think that's what happened the first time that I went, is that they faded so much and I was like really upset. But I don't think I really understood that this is like a two-process sort of thing. So the first time I was a bit sad, but now I'm honestly really happy with the amount that stayed this time. It is nice when they're like super dark, but that's not real life and that's not natural for freckles. I think that they look a little strange when they're that dark. So this is much more natural, and I have to say I much prefer this, but sometimes I get a little sad when they fade, but it's what happens. How long does it take to fade? So like I said, this was like a week thing, so they've completely healed entirely and it's been a week. What's the healing process like? Do they get red and scabby? They do. So they scab over like a regular tattoo, and they don't really get itchy, but your whole face is just so dry. And coming from someone that exfoliates quite regularly, that was pretty much hell to not exfoliate for that last week. But they do scab, and then the scabs will fall off. Again, the same thing as a normal tattoo would be. How did you find someone to do them? I just searched freckle tattoos, I think on Google, and that's how I ended up finding the Good Geisha. How has my makeup routine changed since having them? Now that I have so much more, it's like I want to cover them up less, so I find that I'm wearing much less makeup. Like I said, today I am not wearing any foundation at all, so I find that I want to wear less makeup, and I find that I actually feel more confident having more freckles, probably because it makes me not want to wear makeup, so that confidence has just like increased. Has anyone asked if they are real or fake? No, not at all. I just think it's something that people don't assume people have, so nobody has asked. Any regrets? This guy, I find it droops my face a little bit. He was a freckle. I had a freckle there originally, but we darkened him and I just feel like he's way too dark. But I'm sure he'll lighten over time. Why did I want freckles on my face? Well, because I was sick of drawing over those same ones every day. So I was drawing over those same couple freckles, and I just wanted to not have to do that. And then I figured, you know, while we're here, let's blend them in, let's make them more natural. And so that was the whole freckle tattoo thing. The last question that I get asked the most is that how much that they cost, and I believe that it is $160 a session. Obviously you're going to tip your artist as well, so you want to make sure you add on for that. I can't remember the exact dollar, which I will have this listed in the down bar because I'm blanking a tad on this one, but I believe it was $160 a session, so $160 the first time, $160 the second time, and I highly recommend that you do go twice. Okay, you guys, that is it from me. I hope I answered all of your questions, and I hope I gave you as much information as I could in this video. Anyways, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.